Do you want to create a 3D book cover that will jump up the shelf and grab readers' attention? Look no further than Photoshop. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Photoshop's tools to create a stunning book cover that will make your book stand out from the competition. Let's get to it. So the first thing we'll do is to create a new project, 10 by 10 centimeters, and we keep the resolution at 300. Okay, so the first thing we want to do now is to create a background that we can use. So I'll just go to gradients. I select gradients. I'll go to grays, and I think this is okay. Okay, we can begin with this. So next thing we want to do is to create the mockup itself. So here I'll just go to my shape tool and I'll select the rectangular shape tool and choose this green color, and I'll create this. So we are actually creating the front side of the book. So this is it. Once that is created, what I want to do now is to transform it. Ctrl T or Command T on your keyboard, then I go to skew. Once I select skew, I click on the edge of the shape and I move it up a little. I move this part up again. Okay, when that is done, I'll just press Ctrl Command J on my keyboard to duplicate the layer, and then the layer that is behind, I click on that layer and I move it up a little like this. Now we zoom in so we can actually see what is happening. So this is the part that will be carrying the front text, the text of the front page of the book. Okay, what we want to do now is to create another layer on this side, and for this layer I'm going to be choosing another color, maybe a dark blue color. The colors don't really matter at this stage. All you want to do right now is just to use colors so you can be able to see the different parts clearly. So once I've selected that color, I'll just transform this layer to, I go to skew, Ctrl T for transform, then I go to skew. Once I click on skew, I zoom in a little, then I click on this spot and I bring it down to match up with this, and I move this one also behind to match up with this. Take it up, and I will disable this other part, this one behind. When I disable that, I hit Ctrl T again, transform, I skew this part, I bring it down so that it touches this. Once that is done, I enable this part again, and now I will skew this again, skew, and I bring it here so that the points match exactly. So I can still skew this other part again to make everything look perfectly fit together. Okay, once that is done and I'm sure that everything is clean, okay, I can now go ahead to create the top part of the book. And for this, I'm going to be using a white color. So I'm going to create a new layer, and I draw a shape like this, maybe not that big, but something like this, and I change the color up here to white. Once that is done, I make sure it fits in between the two layers. And then as usual, Control Command T, skew, then move this up like this, then bring down this part a little. We want to skew this again like this, not so much, maybe like this. Once that is done, I can just create a mask, use my brush, and using the black color, I just paint on this part. I don't want this part to display there. So we are done with the face, the front part of the book. We just have to group everything like this, put them in a group, and then duplicate it, Control or Command J on your keyboard. Once it is duplicated, you can now move it. You remove this other part. You can name this front, and then we name this back. Once that is done, I will now move the back below, and then Control T, and then move it to the right slightly like that. Group everything, move it to the center like that. So with the back, I may want to reduce it a little, and I move it like this. Reduce a little again. Yep. So I select everything again, I bring it back to the center. Okay, so now we are going to be working with the back. The back part has to be different from the front part. So here we are going to change this color, the color of this part, to white, and then we will skew it to the desired position. Zoom in. Once we zoom in, zoom in a little more, and now just begin to remove this inside like this, making sure it's beneath this this back layer, the front part of this layer. So when you move it inside, Control T, skew it, so you bring it down like this. Okay, then we want to bring it inside again. I think at this point it's pretty good. Okay, we take enter, then we look for this other part. Yeah, this one. You have to skew this too. Control T or Command T will transform. Then you select skew, we bring this in, then we make sure we align everything like this. Okay, once that is done, I think we are good to go. So at this point, all we need to do now is to bring in our book covers. So I had designed this already. I didn't want us to spend a lot of time. I didn't want this video to be too long, so I designed something for us to use already. So the first thing we are going to be doing now is, before we bring in our pictures, our images, to mock them up, we have to convert all of these individual layers into smart objects. So I just convert this to a smart object, convert this to a smart object, I think this too. Then I come here, open this other layer, convert this to a smart object, then I convert this to a smart object, and this too, smart object. So everything is now a smart object. All I need to do now to import my images, I just need to select the layer that I want. So I want to import the front part of the booklet, the book, sorry. So I just select this layer, double click on it. Now it opens up in another document. So now I just need to drag and drop, desktop. Okay, I just need to drag this front part and I bring into this project, Control T, then we go to skew. So I'll still need to skew it down, and when doing this it's good for you to zoom in so that you can be very accurate in placing your image. So once I skew that, I just move it like that, go down. Now stick it to this point, move this, and then I bring this other part up a little, you zoom out a little, then you bring this down like this. Okay, and then you move this part out like this. So you just want to zoom in again and be sure that everything is actually fitting squarely like that, so no edges are left exposed. Okay, check this other part. Okay, once that is done, you just click enter and you take Ctrl S to save. Once you have saved this, you just need to go back now to the project you created. You now see that image that I just uploaded on this layer has already been mocked up. But now if you look below here, you see that it's not really clean down here like this. It's not really clean. It's because there were still some edges that I didn't fit squarely. So you want to correct that by clicking on select the layer, Ctrl T for transform, you skew again, and maybe you bring it down slightly, then bring this other part down again, Ctrl S, place, Ctrl S, and then go back. You now see everything now looks clean. Let me zoom out so you see everything now looks clean at this area. Okay, now we want to bring now this this part. This is the next thing we have to do. So we have to just locate that layer. Once that is done, I just need now to double click on it, and then I go and I look for its own image, this part that carries the title. So this first part is okay. Now we need to bring the back part of the book. So we will close this part. We go to the back. Enter, Ctrl S. Once you click Ctrl S, you just go back and you see your mockup is ready. So thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please do well to support me by liking, sharing, drop some comments in the comment section about what you think about this video, and also please share this video with other creatives. Thank you and see you in the next video.